All right, welcome back to the Run.down post-game show here on the Strickland YouTube channel. If you're listening to this the day after the Strickland Podcast Network, I am Sam. I'm joined by Tyrese and Schwinn. Knicks win, snapping their three-game losing streak to the Sacramento Kings, winning 120 to 109, bringing our record to 45 and 31. We have a bunch to talk about today, including the news that we all were expecting of one Julius Randle. But before we get into all that, of course, Bet Online. It's down to the last four teams. Bet Online has been your tournament bracket headquarters all March long, and now that we're almost down to the finals, we've still got a lot more in store. MLB is here, and NBA and NHL playoffs are around the corner. As always, Bet Online is the number one source for your summer sports wagering. Head to the Bet Online app today to stay updated on all the action. Remember to use promo code BLEAF for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, the game starts here. Hey, Believe Nation! As you know, we've been partnered with Cut, the social betting platform. Cut is a peer-to-peer betting platform that allows you to bet directly against your buddies and other fans. That's right, you can join the Believe Knicks crew on Cut today and bet directly against us, Schwinn, Tyrese, and I, on your favorite sports, pop culture, and politics. Cut is the ultimate put your money where your mouth is platform, and it's legal here in New York / New Jersey / wherever Tyrese is in Texas. Be sure to follow at CutBet on all your social media channels and download the app via the App Store or cut.com. Use code BelieveKnicks for a 10% deposit bonus. All right. So the Knicks win against the Sacramento Kings. Game ball goes to one Josh Hart, I would say. Shout out to him. 31 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, 14 of 19 from the field, and really took advantage of the Kings' game plan of, them trapping Brunson and him just being an outlet for that and him just making, for the most part, the right decision. And that was really great to see. So, yeah, I mean, guys, your thoughts on Josh Hart tonight?
He's a fucking power forward.
Honestly, before we talk about that, can we just talk about how mean it was of the Knicks to not be completely forthright about Julius Randle's injury status? Because I feel just extremely upset about it, and I just wanted to make sure we mentioned that.
I cannot believe the Knicks would lie to us. Steph Bondy speaks for me, and Ian Bagley would never be derogatory with his statements. You're telling me Ian? Let me be serious for a second. You're telling me Ian Bagley is a fucking shit stirrer and garbage at his job? No way, bro. Somehow, some way, he was gonna come back from a 5-month injury in 2 months.
That entire thing is just stupid. Anyway, we can talk about that later. Sorry, go ahead, Tyrese. You're talking about Josh Hart.
Yeah, Josh Hart's a power forward. The threes with Josh Hart is always gonna be an adventure. But I feel like the fact that he's able to do things as a roller, like he's best when he gets to make decisions 4-on-3. He's best used as a screener, and the threes aren't as necessary when he gets to play the 4 compared to playing like the 3 or the 2. Like he's essentially just PJ Tucker with some dreads, or some braids rather. Like that's what Josh Hart is.
Yeah, look, Josh Hart, I have no idea how his body is like holding up through all the minutes he's playing. The funniest thing is it's fucking crazy. This guy literally was like at randomly in the middle of the season was like, yeah, I got this chronic knee thing. We're just gonna have to manage it. Apparently managing it is just playing 45 minutes a night since then. Literally, I think he's playing like 45 minutes a night since then. But yeah, look, he was awesome tonight and he was decisive. I don't know why the Kings, like them deciding to trap and blitz Brunson. I mean, I get it, but that fourth quarter was a joke. Like I could not believe what they were doing. And Tibbs deserves a lot of credit because in the first half that gave them a lot of trouble to start the game. Then he started using all different kinds of screeners for him. They had Deuce set screens for him. They had Hart set screens for him. Obviously, they still used iHeart. But that was a really good adjustment from Tibbs too. And Josh Hart was awesome tonight. I mean, the energy he played with, his finishing on the rim was really good. I just thought he like, I don't want to say he single-handedly kept them in the game or something like that, because obviously Brunson was fantastic. Dante Deuce hit some big shots. Thought Bogdanovich had another solid game. Everybody that played kind of contributed, but like, you know, once Tibbs got rid of the precious of the 4 minutes, which like we don't need more evidence that this does not work. Like the game was over basically. The Knicks completely fucking blitzed them once they stopped that shit. And I know his options are limited, but I think Bogdanovich needs to play some 4 or 3. I don't really care how you want to phrase it or put it, but like at this point, you should probably throw Shake Milton on the floor if necessary, just so that you don't have to play those 2 big lineups. They're just brutal. But you know, once those minutes were gone, the Knicks completely blew this game open. And honestly, I thought to start the game, the Kings were just on fire on a lot of shots that, like, I'm not going to say every shot they took was heavily contested, but you had Davion Mitchell hit like 2 step back jumpers. Fucking Keon Ellis couldn't miss a 3. Fox was on some shit to start the game. But you know, then Fox started running his mouth a little bit and he got. Brunson was awesome. Brunson is just a better player than De'Aaron Fox. And like, I mean, prior to the season, if you said that to somebody, they'd been like, I don't think that was the national perception. And he's just completely better than him. Just look at the way teams are defending him. And, you know, obviously Miami's a much better defensive team than the Kings, but they just have to find ways to win enough games. It helped that Miami lost tonight. So the Knicks now, again, basically have a 5-game lead over Miami. Or sorry, 4-game lead. Actually, I don't know, whatever. They have a fucking 4-game lead minimum over Miami. But like, yeah, I mean, just an awesome win for the Knicks. And, you know, Brunson, again, I don't know. He's just showing you levels that, quite honestly, even prior to the season, after what we saw in the playoffs, I don't think I would have been like, maybe he's a top 5 guy, maybe he's top 6, 7. Like I didn't think he was in that level, and now I'm like, I don't really see the argument for him not being a top 10 player at minimum now. And quite honestly, I don't think there's a case for more than a maximum of 3 or 4 guys over him for MVP. I think he's 100%. The bet, like he's a first team All NBA player, and he's probably not going to make it because the people that vote on this stuff are fucking losers. But he, in the last week, yes, I know the Knicks lost to OKC, and I know SGA apparently, look, this guy apparently can't he's like been dead for the last 2 weeks, except for the one game when they play the Knicks. Him and Jalen Williams can go fuck themselves. But in that game, he was the best player on the floor. He was way better than SGA in that game. And he's absolutely destroyed Fox, as far as I'm concerned, twice now this season. Aside from SGA, he's the best guard in the league. And he's been the best guard in the league this season. So, aside from SGA, I want to be clear. I do think SGA has been better. But Brunson's fantastic. And the Knicks signing him is like, look, they could have fucking traded 15 first-round picks if they wanted, and it'd be worth it at this point. The guy is just, he's incredible. He's honestly incredible.
Yeah. So yeah, great games all around from Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson. I mean, Schwinn, you couldn't have said it any better about his MVP case. I mean, all the other guys that have MVP cases, you're not seeing them carry the load that Jalen Brunson is doing for almost a whole year now at this point. Like, these guys,
the load he's been carrying for the last 2 months plus at this point is bananas. And like, honestly, I didn't. Stan Van Gundy actually even mentioned it on the broadcast. He was like, nobody's basically carried the burden that Brunson has these last couple of months since Randle and OG went out. And I don't even think it's debatable.
Yeah, no other team, no other player no other team in the league is staying afloat like this, losing 2 starters, most likely, with the way that Jalen Brunson has been playing. Like, I really don't see how any other team is overcoming this this set of circumstances, as well as the Knicks have. So credit to Jalen Brunson and credit to the guys around him for stepping up when they can and when they're called upon. I mean, tonight you had Josh Hart 31 points, Dante DiVincenzo 21, McBride started off rough but hit some key shots down the stretch. Bogey gave you some good minutes off the bench. Like the guys stepped up when you needed to, and they came through tonight. So I mean, that's all you can ask for, especially coming off these like 3 straight losses. Riding the ship a little bit.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, next game is against the Bulls, right? Tomorrow, actually. And
yes. Yep.
That starts off a 4-game road trip, I believe. So it is going to be.
Do you guys think Luka will be on, or do you think he has a huge deadline that he's got to meet tomorrow night?
I don't know.
Poisoning the minds of the youth. Okay. School's important. We at the Strickland support those who are finishing their finals.
Yeah, sure we do, pal. Sure we do.
All right.
School doesn't matter. Don't get a degree. Don't pay for college.
Oh my God. Get a degree if it's going to help you pursue the career that you want to get.
Try to be like Eric Adams.
Oh my God. No. That is a corrupt Negro. Okay. Do not try to be like him. All right. I mean, all right, let's get into some comments. I assure you I will once again be studying on 8:30. Judah Benchar, your wish has been granted. They wanted to hear Sabonis crap fest. Thoughts on Sabonis, friends?
Hartenstein owns that guy. Owns him.
Like, even Mitch on like 1.5 legs was able to like completely cleanse him on the glass.
And it didn't Hartenstein completely destroy him last year too when we played them? Like he has Sabonis's number, and once the Knicks got their shit together guarding all that fucking dribble handoff, fucking cheat code bullshit he does to get his fucking nonsensical triple doubles, that shit was over, bro. He got bullshit whistles, ignored travel calls, and Hartenstein absolutely fucking rocked him. He is a better center than Domantas Sabonis. I don't shit on Sabonis quite like Tyrese does. That's a special gift that Tyrese has. But like, I don't know. I just kind of find him to be a little gimmicky, and I don't really know how you can construct a contender with him anchoring your defense of the 5 unless your other 4 guys are like, they all have to be kind of studs defensively. And I like Keon Ellis, cool story and all that. But Brunson, he was able to successfully get through the immigration at Ellis Island tonight. So shout out to Jalen Brunson. And dude, I don't know, Sabonis tonight. I thought he was pretty embarrassing, honestly, in that second half. He
invisible.
He didn't do anything. And speaking of invisible, Harrison Barnes, did that motherfucker do anything tonight?
That guy was just dribbling, and
that was crazy. I don't remember him doing anything.
He was a cold body out there, not even a warm body, cold body out there, just running around.
Okay, Shwin, are you done talking about Sabonis?
Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. This guy sucks. Okay, can we be perfectly honest about Domantas Sabonis? I don't think there's a bigger example of white privilege in the NBA than Domantas Sabonis. This guy does nothing but stat pad for rebounds and DHO for assists, and people would look at win shares and advanced stats and go, "Oh, this guy is a top 15 player." This guy's a loser, bro. He's a loser. He's soft. Isaiah Hartenstein and his like 1/8 blackness just kind of bodied him tonight, and it wasn't even fucking close. Every time Julius Randle sees him, it's reparations. I cannot believe that people tricked him. Like, there was some random dude on Twitter who was like, "Oh, Sabonis is a neutral defender." And I'm like, what if you watched the last 7 years of Sabonis' career for you to even say that and not be like joking? Sabonis can't rim protect. He can't defend in space. He is a center who could not work next to a stretch five. I legitimately do not know how you get this guy to be passable defensively. And if you play any amount of physicality against him, he wilts. And not Chamberlain, he wilts like a fucking flower. I don't want to hear shit about Sabonis being some kind of perennial all-star, all-NBA kind of player because he's not that guy. He's not some kind of guy who you go through for like clutch scoring. He's just roll screen big DHO man. Like, what a loser. He's a proud boy. I'm so tired of this guy getting gas. And the Kings are not even going to make the playoffs this year. And they're paying him like $200 and something million. Good riddance. Fuck you and goodbye.
They are in the 7th slot now in the West.
Yeah,
8th slot. How the Pelicans are like the Pelicans make no sense to me. They're in the fucking 7th spot now. Somehow the Kings got themselves out of the play-in, or not the Kings, the Suns are down the 6th slot. The West is crazy, man. Thank God.
West is drunk.
Yeah, thank God for the beautiful Eastern Conference. Knicks are now 45-31, right? Is that correct? That's what
yes.
So
unfortunately, no 50 wins, but we persist.
Miami Heat, their record is 42-34. Yeah, so the Knicks have a 4-game lead on the Heat now, with 6 games left basically in the season. So you got to win 2 games, or they lose 2, or they lose 1, and Knicks should be a top 6 seed, more or less. Good stuff.
I'm looking at the Heat's upcoming schedule.
Also, the Knicks win 2 more games, Philly can't finish ahead of them. So the Knicks are basically ahead.
So the Heat play the Rockets, Pacers, Hawks, Mavs, and the Raptors twice to end the season.
Yeah, the Pacers one is a big one. That's the big one for them.
Yeah, because that's kind of determines play-in seeding, right?
Well, if they lose that,
they're in the play-in, right?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be very, very difficult for them to get out of the plan at that point. The 76ers have a pretty easy run in here.
Well, I mean, this is what the Heat want, though, right? Their fans, they want to play Boston in the first round, right? That's what they want.
Yeah, we're not scared. They're so annoying, man. There's like that all that Chef Trilly, that guy might be the biggest fucking loser on this app.
Actually, it might be his. Well, we technically are on Twitter, but it might be his fangirls.
Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. Jaime Jaquez, Knicks fans are being mean to him. Bro, shut the fuck up.
They're bullying him.
Your entire fucking fan base spent the last calendar year crying about Josh Hart. Shut the fuck up. That entire fan base deserves shit. By the way, Bam Adebayo fucking today basically jumped on Embiid's knee again. He's a fucking scumbag. Anybody that wants to pretend he is not a dirty player, shut the fuck up. The guy is as dirty as it comes in the NBA. For all the shit that Draymond catches, 1, he's kind of funny. 2, greatest video ever made. And 3, I mean, he actually catches shit for that. You know what I mean? He has had to face repercussions.
Rightfully so.
Right? Yeah, rightfully so. I'm not it's not really praising him. It's more to be he actually gets his comeuppance for it. Bam gets nothing. There's never discussion about it. And bro, the last game he clearly tried to hurt Brunson. All right, he's already hurt Julius Randle last year. He hurt quickly in that series also. At some point, didn't he also basically I mean, he spent most of the series also trying to murder Quentin Grimes
on screens. Yes,
yeah,
on that one in game, what was it, 5, I think?
Yeah, in game 5. And then at some point, what's the George Bush one? Fool me once, fool me twice. Can't fool me again. But at some point, I don't want to hear about, I don't know if he could see Brunson on that one, and how could, bro? It's enough. I've seen it enough times with this fucking guy. The one today, I mean, he's you could almost see him looking at Embiid's knee and then deciding to collapse on it. It just
the intrusive thoughts are just kicking in, and he's go dive at it.
It's just ridiculous, man.
And then vote for Republicans.
Yeah, fucking loser.
They call him Bam because that's what he does to people's knees.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right, enough about the Miami Heat and Bam Adebayo.
Let's talk about our center who's better than him. Isaiah Hartenstein tonight, 7.7 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, joins Patrick Ewing, Walt Bellamy, Bob McAdoo, Willis Reed, and DeAndre Jordan as the only Knicks centers to dish 9 assists in the game. DeAndre Jordan is the funniest one here, by the way. Like, he dished 9 assists in the game as a Knick for, like, 15 games he was here and played in?
Dude, he was like an offensive hub when he played for the Knicks. It was actually hilarious.
Who was cooking up those plays?
Fizdale?
Fizdale was coach with DeAndre Jordan here?
Yes, that was the 17-win season before we got RJ.
Oh, man, that was brutal. David Fizdale trying to use DeAndre Jordan as a Jokic. That's hilarious.
Dude, he averaged like 3 assists for us. It was hilarious.
Oh, man. Schwinn is just watching that Draymond.
I just had to tweet it out, so.
It's special.
Oh, man.
It's like it fucking suits every time you win or lose a game. It's amazing.
Jordan Bub. Shout out to Jordan Bub bringing out all these Knicks stats. Knicks with 30 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists on 70% shooting in a game. Josh Hart and Walt Bellamy.
Walt Bellamy is so fucking old. Even I didn't see him play. No, look, yeah, no, it's dude. Josh Hart again. So this speaks to, like, yes, Josh Hart played awesome, and also what Tyree's talking about. Like, he just went at fucking Sabonis for so much of that game. And again, I think Mike Brown's done a hell of a job with the Kings. I have no idea what the hell he was thinking. Not like they just kept. Like, the fourth quarter was a joke, right? They just kept
blitzing him, and he just went, okay, slip past the Josh Hart. And Josh Hart just went, I'm going to hit a floater, or I'm going to kick to the corner. And it was 9 straight buckets at one point. It was so funny to watch.
That reminds me of that clip of what LeBron was talking about on his podcast with JJ about, like, if you run a play at a team, like, what, and it succeeds, why doesn't a team keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again until they decide to, like, just stop you? And, like, the Knicks were just like, all right, just keep doing the same thing. We're going to keep doing the same thing, and we're just going to keep beating you on it. And that's the type of shit, like, I always wondered why teams don't do it, and it's good to see the Knicks kind of, like, capitalize on that type of situation.
Yeah, oh, my God. It made no sense. Like, I don't know what the Kings are doing, man. I feel like the Kings got really, really hot last year, and this year it just kind of feels like they're falling back to earth. It also doesn't help that they don't have Malik Monk, but, like,
or Kevin Huerter.
I mean, Kevin Huerter. Them not having Kevin Huerter is a good thing, but
depending on the night.
I mean, when he wants to hit threes, sure, but otherwise, when he's not hitting threes, he's
useless.
Whack. Yeah, I don't know. They feel so
weird,
dumb.
They're just kind of stuck right now. They're honestly a little bit like we were before the trade for OG, right? Where you just like they're good, but they have, like, you kind of know what they're good at and what they suck at, right? You're not finding out anything new about this team that we didn't already know. And I know that there have been a lot of Kings fans that have been, like, kind of frustrated with the team a bit this year, which, I mean, makes sense, but, like, they need to get bigger on the wing, because even, like, you know, their small guys versus our small guys, like, Josh Hart is more physical, Dante DiVincenzo is more physical, Brunson's more physical, Deuce, I mean, he's physical defensively, not so much offensively. Also, like, dude, like, I need him at the end of a fucking quarter to not try to get into his mid-range bag, bro. Just take the pull-up 3 so that we know we get a shot off, and let's move on. That was a very disgusting possession to end the third quarter from Goose McBride. But, like, yeah, like, they're just kind of stuck. And, you know, they should convey their pick this year in all likelihood. So if they do that, they'll have more opportunities and ability to make trades. But, yeah, it's not a great. It's a weird. They're just in a weird spot. I wouldn't say it's a terrible spot or a weird spot for sure.
I think that's why they were trying to go, like, all in on the Pascal trade this year, it seemed like. But that didn't go their way. So, like, they just were like, all right, just stick with what we got. And we'll see what they do next year, I guess, because seems like they still want to upgrade that position of
They
forward.
want Kyle Kuzma. Like,
that was another guy that they wanted.
I just don't know what they do because it kind of feels like they need. I mean, I feel like they're going to lose Malik Monk this offseason. And
possibly.
Then it's like you need a backup guard. You ideally need another wing. And then you need Sabonis to not suck shit defensively. I don't know how you remedy all those situations. So. And I feel like with De'Aaron Fox, it's like he's not. I feel like the shine has gotten off De'Aaron Fox because like 3 years ago, people were like, "Oh, De'Aaron Fox is like the next best thing," and it's like he's good, but he's not. He's not like the top end of like point guard talent in the league.
I think he's been kind of like I have him in fantasy, so I kind of follow him. So shout out to him for having a nice stat line for me tonight. But it just feels like Brunson has leveled up, right? And Fox to me has just been pretty much the same. The 3-point shooting, he started off super hot, cooled off a bit. Obviously had a good night today from 3, but he's just kind of leveled off and he hasn't taken another step yet. So, all the talk of like, oh, the Knicks don't have a 1A. Like, I mean, that's kind of what the Kings' problem is right now. However they address it, I don't know, but I don't really foresee Fox like taking another big step. Maybe I'm wrong. He's 27. I think he's actually the same age as Brunson, right?
Yeah.
So maybe he can and maybe he does, but that's really like they're missing that, and then they need to get better balance in the roster because, dude, those fucking minutes in the fourth quarter, like whatever you want to say about Mike Brown. This is like the roster he has. It's like, dude, he's got to play these weirdo lineups. He's got like Fox, Keon Ellis, and Davion Mitchell all on the floor together. Like that's just not it. I don't know. I'm happy that's not our problems though. Our problems are just that unfortunately Mr. Randle is out for the year, but hopefully our fears.
We didn't talk about that this year.
Yeah.
This
well, we don't need to talk about that yet. Let's talk about happy things first. But hopefully Mr.
Speaking of happy things, I think your guy OG was on the bench today.
He was on the bench today. He had
saw your rant.
Yeah, he had a very nice demonstrated his beautiful smile for the cameras at one point.
The fake glasses.
Yeah, the fake glasses. Very, very like 65-year-old man. Fucking what do you call it? I can't sweat like tracksuit that he had. Yeah, no tracksuit that he had on. But good to see him, and looked like him and Mitchell Robinson, our great center, it looked like they were sharing a laugh. Oh, yeah, a chuckle on the bench. So it was nice to see. Good to see OG back with the team.
Yeah. Kenny Mayer, he says, we got a lot out of Precious, but with Mitch back, I think his use has run its course. The minutes.
Yes, he's not good.
Been rough lately. Oh my gosh, my brain.
Like the problem with Precious is he's the third best center on the roster and he's the fifth best power forward.
That's fine. So just, I mean, honestly, this kind of is okay to me. So Precious now becomes somebody you can retain for like what, 3 years? So they can probably give him the Deuce contract if they want it. They can probably give him less, honestly.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna have like this significant market because realistically,
who's like, oh, let's get into the restricted free agency game for Precious Achiuwa. Nobody's saying that.
Honestly, if I'm him,
honestly, there be some weird teams out there, man. That be doing some weird shit like that.
No, but like, I'm sorry, like you're looking at a guy like he's like him versus like O'Shea Brissett. Are you seriously going to be like, oh, we do?
Wait. Hold on. Are you going to tell us you have like keenly developed thoughts on O'Shea Brissett now?
No, but I'm like thinking of wing dudes who can't shoot, who are like kind of tweeners, and the market on those guys is like minimum deals. So I'm just kind of like, this guy doesn't really do anything of note offensively. Defensively, he's great, but it's like, this isn't a guy you want to pay significant money to because he's a fringe rotation guy. He can't really shoot. He's good as a 5 against some teams. Against other teams, he has CTE moments. Like, if I'm him, if I get the qualifying offer, I just take it. Like, because I'm getting like long-term security, but I would just take a qualifying offer and get the chance to hit the market next year. So I don't know. But yeah, like if they could keep him for like a small amount, sure. But even so, like the Knicks have draft picks this year, so I'm kind of just like, if he goes, if he stays, it doesn't matter. He needs to be able to hit corner threes. If he could do that, then like he can be a 10-year player. But
That's probably gonna be his workout all summer.
honestly, like if I'm him, I'm just like working on corner threes because if I can get to the floor and I'm playable, then he would get.
Well, if he can shoot threes, he can actually play the 4 and the 5, but he has to be able to shoot threes. Either way, I think the Knicks are going to keep him. I think they probably like his physical talent, and their development of players has been really good, right? So
yeah,
they probably trust themselves to get more out of him the longer they have him.
For sure.
It's also worth remembering he did play like an entire month at 40 fucking minutes a game. Like he played a shit ton. So, that might be catching up to him a little bit here too.
Yeah, I feel like he's earned some grace with the fan base at the very least.
I mean, like again, I don't think anybody's upset with him as much as like
how he's being utilized.
Yeah, please stop playing him at the 4. Please, for the love of God, please stop playing him at the 4.
Yeah, that makes sense. Chris Bernhardt says Hart managing his knee is basically him playing so much that his knee becomes numb every night. I mean, that's one way to look at it. Jordan Bub also says Knicks final 6 games: Bulls, Bucks, Bulls, Celtics, all on the road, and the Nets and Bulls at home. What will the Knicks record be?
4-2.
4-2.
I think they go. I think What's the 5th game? So they got 3 against the Bulls, 1 against the Nets, 1 against the Bucks, and what's the other one? The last one?
Celtics.
Oh, I think the Celtics might actually just be resting everybody by that point.
Possibly.
I'm gonna say I'll go 4-2. Why not?
Unless they want to be tryhards at home, but they might just let Payton Pritchard try to cook at home.
If Payton Pritchard cooks at home against the Knicks, who are probably going to be trying to win that game, then we deserve everything we get in the first round against Orlando. I don't give a fuck, bro.
He's actually been decent lately.
Payton Pritchard and decent don't go in the same sentence. Don't piss me off.
Fortunately, I have some parlays that say otherwise.
All right, fast PP. Oh, bro, what?
Those games where they play like the Pistons and shit, and he gets a ton of run.
Dude, did you admit to betting on Payton Pritchard?
He's made folks a lot of money.
This is from that you got Sam. There's numbers for you to call. Okay, Larry Israel.
Bro, what is that shot from Westbrook, dog?
So good. Larry Israel.
How do you even get the ball up there on a jump shot? You have to like try to get the ball up there.
I'll post it in the chat. People can take a look at it. So you know what we're laughing at.
Oh my God.
Larry Israel says down 21. I was on the edge of desperation. His team made me proud for not letting go of the rope. Yeah, I mean, like I think all of us were like, oh fuck, like are they? Was this it? Was this? But I mean, dude, you gotta give them credit. You have to give the team credit, and you gotta give Tibbs a ton of credit, man. Like to keep these guys. It would be so easy there. Down 21 feels like the Kings are making everything. And you're shorthanded. Julius, you found out today Julius is out for the season. Like
feels like all these compounding things. It's just like it felt like everything was going
and the way they've lost the last 3 games, right? They're so frustrating. It'd be easy right there to be like, just isn't our night tonight, fucking mail it in. But Tibbs doesn't let them, and these guys aren't wired that way. Like it's why I get fucking annoyed when I see fans just being like, what's the point of the season? Well, it's like, dude, I don't know.
And people are like, yo, tell OG to rest for next season. It's like, bro, what?
Yeah, really? I like Josh Hart did not average 45 fucking minutes a night playing the 4 at all 6'4" of him for the last 2.5 fucking months for OG like to just sit out and be like, well, guys, Randle's out, so I'm not saying that's what OG is doing or going to do. I'm just saying this idea that fans were like justifying that, like, oh yeah, he should. It's fine if he doesn't come back now. It's like, no, fuck that. Especially like
the last thing we need to do as a fan base is give OG a reason to sit out more games.
And the last thing we need to do is be like, oh, you know what? We have to pay you this summer, So actually, we don't need to see. We don't need to see you do anything else. No, I want to fucking see this fucking guy play in the playoffs. Okay, that's what I want to see.
2/3 option.
Yeah, I just want to see it. Can we see it? Like, is that fine? Like, we have a big decision to make on him. So if he can come back, I don't want to, like, there should be no and no medical, like, no decision, right? And honestly, this is just a fact. If you play professional sports, presumably you love playing that sport and you're a competitive person. What fucking competitive person is going to be like, well, you know, Randle's not back, so I'm just going to call it, you know, it's fine, guys. I'll see you for training camp. Like, why would that be okay? That's not okay. That's fucking ridiculous. And I don't think he's going to do that. And I mean, if he misses time, I'm just going to assume that it's because the elbow is what it is and he just can't play through it. But if he, like, I would never expect the reasoning to be like, well, Randle's out, so fuck it. Like, this is not like, we're not talking about like resting a game in the regular season or something. If the guy's healthy, he should come back for the playoffs because he owes that to his teammates and coaches that have kept the Knicks where they are in the standings.
He owes it to himself.
And he owes it to himself, and he owes it to, like, you know, while Randle's been out, these guys, again, I've talked to this a lot, but like Brunson, you know, Hartenstein, Deuce, DiVincenzo, Precious, those 6 guys very specifically have given everything you could ask for. Now it's nice that Bogey's looking like he's getting comfortable, understanding kind of where his touches are coming and all that stuff. But like Mitch is back, obviously that helps. It seems like Hartenstein might be getting pretty close to off the minutes limit. It seems like it's getting pretty close. But like these guys are just giving you everything. It'd be a fucking insult to them to be like, well, I can't come back because Randle's not playing, so what's the point? That'd be a joke. And fans got to quit it with this fucking idea too. It's ridiculous. Give me a break.
Yeah. Kenny Mary says Hartenstein is all the way back now. The offense the Knicks have developed without Randle. With the bigs having to make a lot of reads, you can see Mitch being out there as an adjustment for the guys. And this is what these games are for leading up to the playoffs. Essentially for Mitch, I think this is why it's a good thing that he came back now. It allows him to just get this opportunity to have this adjustment period. So we're just hoping that OG can come back as well, so that way they can both start to adjust as need be. Let's see what else we got here. EJ1, he says this is all going to amount to an all-in Donovan Mitchell trade, and we all know it.
What is an all-in Donovan Mitchell trade? Also, if the Knicks got Donovan Mitchell, they'd be really fucking good. You know, all those minutes where we look like we're about to poop our pants because Brunson's not on the floor, they'd look a lot better if Donovan Mitchell was on the floor. By the way, putting Deuce at point in the first half, this was a lineup: Deuce, Bogdanovich, Hart, Precious, Mitchell Robinson. That was a serious lineup for a good stretch in the second quarter. I wanted to fucking shoot myself watching that. I was like, I can't even get, like, how are you supposed to even get mad at Deuce? I can't run the offense. Like, what fucking offense is he supposed to run there? Like, are you kidding me?
Bojan Bogdanovic, I believe in you.
It's ridiculous.
Dog.
Midi pull-up offense.
Do you think
that's a ball don't lie offense?
Do you think Tibbs just does that to like test his players' mental fortitude?
Yes.
If Deuce can handle this, he will now officially enter my inner sanctum of trusted players.
Like, Emmanuel quickly wasn't doing this shit. Emmanuel quickly at least had some lineups with like Obi Toppin who can run the floor.
Remember last year he had the lineup where he had to play for like a month and a half. It was like him with fucking Sims at the 4 and Hartenstein at the 5.
Yeah, it was like him, Grimes.
Who dribbles more like a Republican, Grimes or Deuce?
No, okay, Grimes. Deuce actually has like some sauce in his dribbles. I'll give him that.
Sometimes, yeah.
Like he could actually like get into a step back. Grimes step backs looks like he's in pain. That's why his knee's gone.
Poor Grimes.
Fuck Grimes.
Damn. What did Grimes do to you, man?
All he wanted to do was Armani beauty shoots and go to Rome. He wasn't in the gym. He was with JJ Redick, bro. I don't want to hear it.
He
Our
wasn't.
our boy Breast Milk Man is gonna be in the gym with JJ this offseason.
Oh, blood of the lamb. Another jumper ruined. Josh Hart's gonna shoot like 20.
Ruined? What is there to ruin?
We'll always remember last season where he shot 51%, bro. It's all been downhill ever since. Josh Hart and fucking FIBA and JJ Redick. Remember what they took from you. All JJ Redick wants to do is fucking suck LeBron's dick and coach to fucking.
Wow.
Okay, I don't want to hear shit about.
Dude, JJ Redick on that entire last pod that they had was like, that was the first two. They were like, that's how they got you hooked. They were like, yeah, no, we're totally just gonna talk about like.
And now it's just retconning LeBron.
Yeah, and then the third pod, they were like, so LeBron, explain why losing to Dallas actually had nothing to do with you. Can you talk a little bit about that? He's just like, yeah, fucking the other guys in the team were all bums. It just took us a little while. It's like, dude,
we had a bunch of minimum guys. It's like, come on, bro.
I'm surprised if LeBron didn't pull out the fucking Malcolm X book.
Dog.
He would seem to be like, really, Pat Riley wasn't that good of an executive, personally.
Spo was mid.
I didn't even try to get him fired. I promise, bro.
This is from JL. Fox became super jump shot happy this season, which has hurt him a lot. His 3-point percentage increased by 4% this season, but his true shooting percentage dropped by 4% because all his 2-point shit has regressed. Yeah, I actually was wondering about this, and I asked somebody who, like a Kings blogger, game about it. Like, I do wonder if Fox is carrying some type of injury because he seems way less. I mean, today he actually did kind of get physical with Deuce on drives a couple times, but in general, it just feels like he's been way less aggressive getting to the.
He doesn't
to the
drive that much this year.
Yeah,
I remember there was an extended period of time that he was out, but the Kings weren't doing that well without him. So I wonder if he just like did the thing where he's just like rushing back, where he rushed back and now he's playing hurt.
Nick safe me DHO man.
The Bam and Sabonis specials.
Yeah, like
Bam special is trying to fucking kill everyone.
Yeah, Bam special is a fucking fatality.
Like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Bam is just a WWE 2K character, okay? That's different. Like, Sabonis will just like dribble handoff and scorekeepers will give him assists, and somehow people will convince themselves he's such a good playmaker, bro. The way he like elbow checks somebody into literally tossing a ball to somebody's hands while Fox makes like a step back floater. Sabonis, man. He's their best player. He's their engine. He makes them go.
Hartenstein's a better passer than him. Like, dude, that pass that Hartenstein threw to Deuce in the corner in the second half, because he looked at Dante in the opposite corner and then like went back to Deuce to his right. That was a crazy good pass, and it hit Deuce right in the shooting pocket. Like, he didn't have to adjust and kind of do any of that shit. Also, shout out to Deuce for just like continuing to shoot the ball.
Who would have done that? Quentin Grimes.
Yeah, kind of. I know you're not joking, but like he wouldn't. Like, Quentin Grimes 100% would not keep shooting the ball there. And you have to do it unless you can just be Josh Hart and randomly like never shoot threes and still somehow be like a functional, like actually never shoot threes. Don't be particularly good at finishing the season and still somehow be a productive, positive player.
Van Gundy was like so adamant today. He was like, Josh Hart, it's finishing so well this year.
Yeah, it's one of the best finishers in the league. I was like, what are you talking about?
I think he's talking about like coast to coast, but even still, watching? Like, Josh gets stuffed coast to coast.
Dude, also, like, at the end of the game, I don't know if you guys caught it, but what they were like at the very end, they were talking about, how Miami had beat us and they're only 2 back. And I was like, I know you guys have like 5 billion stats guys available to you. You're trying to tell me nobody could tell you Miami lost tonight?
And like no one was yelling in their ear tonight during no one on the production team was
Stan, no. Stan.
Chris Bernard asks, so Schwinn, how do you feel knowing the Bills won't get substituted by Diggs anymore? And we'll get to watch Brian Thomas Jr. go fast and catch 75-yard bombs from Josh Allen. I hate that so much. I would be very happy with that outcome. I felt like, honestly, they traded Diggs, and once I got all the details, I was just like, okay, moving on. Handled that much better than Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett getting traded. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I can tell you that too.
Kenny Mir, rank Orlando, Cavs, Pacers, Heat, Sixers from most to least you want to face round one. I go Orlando, Indiana, Cavs, Heat, Sixers. I know Tyrese thinks Embiid is a fraud, but they're 28-8 when he plays. 0-1 against the Knicks when he plays, though.
And lost by like 30.
Also has a gimpy leg.
Yeah, also Bam tried to kill him. So,
bro, I'm sorry. Also, like, outside of Tyrese Maxey, who on that team legitimately is going to create offense for them?
Yo, Kelly Oubre, I'm not going to lie, he's like randomly had a really good season.
Oh,
right?
It's
so I know you say this, but he's been like balling. Actually, it's crazy because I hate Kelly.
Ever since he got hit by that pedestrian.
You mean his motorcycle accident?
Yeah. Ever since he got hit.
His 3-point shooting is still His 3-point shooting is still pretty bad. He's at 31.2% for the year. But like the last 3 games, 32 points on 20 shots, 25 on 16, 18 on 14 today. You notice he just has like, he's like an irrational confidence guy. So even if he misses 15 straight shots in a row, he'll keep shooting them. And you know,
he can get hot too.
And you know, he's the type of asshole to like go off in game 5 for no reason. You're like, did we just get fucking gamed by Kelly fucking Oubre? This is like when we got gamed by Gabe Vincent in like game 1.
Oh my God.
just super depressing. You hate it so much. But I would say I would go most to least. I would say
Cavs the most.
I would rather play Orlando than the Cavs.
Orlando's number 1.
Because Donovan Mitchell still is good enough that if he gets hot, like you're like, shit, is he's getting all his pull-up threes? Although I think Donovan Mitchell might also hate Darius Garland by now. So I would say
all of Cleveland does, so he wouldn't be alone.
He'll love Cam Thomas, so it's okay.
I think I would go Orlando, Cleveland,
Heat.
No, Pacers. Heat.
Nah, I would take
the Heat sacrificed Tyler Hero in a small village for what they're about to do in the next month or so.
The thing is, I still don't buy. I get it's Bo and all, but like I don't buy the Heat.
Yeah, but I don't buy. I just know that fucking guy without Randle is like he's gonna just play some fucking neo-Nazi defensive scheme that forces the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands, and then they'll black magic their way to like.
Bro, again, where is Tyler Hero? Where is Tyler Hero? Where's Tyler Hero's body? Where's his body? Where did Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley?
Tyler Hero just Natalie Holloway now?
The funniest thing that Tyler Hero did this year, by the way, after I forgot who was Shams, right? Shams like they don't really know when he's gonna get back or if he's gonna get back or something, and then he quote tweeted it with a cap, and that fucking guy has still been out since then. He's been out since then. That was like a week and a half ago. He's still been out. I'm like, dude, you're dead, aren't you? It's like, is Riley running your account now?
Riley is definitely running his account.
He's like, what would the kids call this? Cap? Cap? Pat Riley's basically me. That's me.
I would go. I don't know. I feel like Orlando's gonna put like some annoying, like a young team, irrational confidence. They have all these like.
Dude, I'm sorry, they can't shoot.
I know they can't shoot, but like
we have a bunch of defensive guys, and we can shoot. They have
depending on the night,
and they can't shoot. Like, I'm sorry. Plus, it would be you'd have games in Orlando. That's a home game for the Knicks.
It's very true.
So
I just don't like the way our games have been played against them. So
I mean, the first game we played RJ Barrett, which means we were going to lose anyway. The second game we were missing. I think they were missing Brunson. The second game, the third game they were missing everybody, and then the fourth game.
And also the third game, Orlando fucking was on fire from 3 in that game for whatever reason.
They were. I don't remember that one that much.
I think that's the game where like Paulo didn't miss anything like the first half.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think Orlando is a really good matchup for us. But the Pacers, I just don't. I hate that they play fast.
Yes,
I hate that they
so
score
annoying.
I hate that they score like a billion points. And then the biggest one is like, dude, Rick Carlisle has proven to be an awesome playoff coach. Like he just gets his teams to consistently punch above their weight. I know they didn't win a playoff series in Dallas for a long time, but like look at some of those teams. I mean, he took the championship Spurs team in 2014 as an 8 seed with like fucking DeJuan Blair.
The corpses of like Vince Carter and whatever.
DeJuan Blair with no fucking knees crushing them in the fourth quarter. It was just I don't want to deal with him. I don't want to deal with Carlisle. I don't want to deal with him and Spo. Just both of them are fucking annoying. They can fuck off. But I'd rather play.
Teams are proven.
I'd rather play the Sixers. I'd rather play the Sixers than either of those teams. Although without Randle, it's a tougher proposition. I still think I'd rather play them. I and even with Embiid back, I just think we will.
Well, there's no reason to trust Embiid in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, we'll destroy them on the glass. Like that's just a thing that will happen because we're just a really good rebounding team. But yeah. This is from Andre Dreyer. Shout out to Stan for calling out the media about the Knicks minutes and actually providing context, not being lazy. Just seeing.
Yeah, that was a really good point from him.
Yeah. I don't get what people want. Like, you can't be like, oh my God, Burks is useless, Bogdanovich can't move, and Precious Achiuwa is bad at basketball again. And also, like, yes, they're trying to win. Obviously, they're trying to be competitive. But it's not just that OG's been out and Randall's been out and Mitch has been out until just recently, right? Of course, that's a huge part of it. But Hartenstein, minutes limit. Brunson, minutes limit. Like, it's fucking hard, man. Like, you basically you're just like, all right, Dante, Deuce, Josh Hart, you guys will never not play. You guys get all the minutes. It's what it is. I don't know. I don't really know what people want from that. And, you have guys in the team that have openly talked about, like, they think Tibbs gets a bad rap for it and that he like barely makes them practice. Like, they don't practice. So he's giving them rest. He's cutting down elsewhere. So I don't know. I don't really have a problem with that, and it is what it is.
Also, it reminds me of the point today too. Like, again, to the Thibs reputation thing. A lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh, Thibs had all his starters in up 17 versus the Heat. That's why Julius Randle got hurt." And it's like the Heat had all their starters too, and they were trying to make a comeback. So we're like, were we supposed to concede or something? Like, I just don't understand what's like the conversation people are trying to have about this whole minutes thing. Like, you can't have it one way and the other way.
Yeah, I agree. Judah Bencher. Hartenstein is straight up better at real basketball. If he played gimmick ball, he put up huge numbers too. Ihart is super impactful at real ball and is better even at pure passing, to be honest. Yeah, I don't disagree, man. I think Hartenstein's definitely. I'll say this. He clearly can play a role on a contending team. I don't think Sabonis can.
He's also the better player from Oregon. I had to make that note.
Larry Israel says Mike Brown threw down the gauntlet at Josh Hart and Ihart, and they picked that shit up and slapped his face raw. Wow, that's real.
I wouldn't say that shit. That's crazy. And I said some wild shit.
Yeah, you tweeted some wild shit today, psycho.
What did he tweet?
I mean,
that thing about the statue.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Jesus,
you're telling me that isn't real, bro? And Jalen Brunson.
If you're making the statue, maybe,
bro. If Jalen Brunson decides the extension,
we don't need to say it. If anybody wants to see the tweet, you can certainly go to Tyrese's timeline.
Yeah, enjoy that.
All right, man.
It's too sharp. Tibbs is definitely willing to run the same play over and over and over again, especially when it's working. Yeah, I think like there are a lot of coaches that don't do that. I feel like that happens in football a lot, right? Where a team's like, "Oh, that play was good. Let's not run it for 3 quarters." But yeah, he's like, "All right, you're just gonna keep trapping Jalen Brunson Well, thank you. We will take it. But hey, like we've seen in the past him not make those adjustments that quickly. So for him to make the adjustment in game the way he did, he deserves a lot of credit for that for sure.
Definitely. Oh wow. Jordan Bud brings up that Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and Isaiah Hartenstein each had 8 assists. That's only the 7th time in franchise history that 3 Knicks have had that many in the same game. And the first since Derek Harper, John Starks, and Greg Anthony in 94. And what happened in 94?
They lost to the finals.
They got there.
Talking about 94.
That would be a big thing for this team.
If the Knicks get to the finals this year, that would be Tom Thibodeau should probably get like a statue built for him. If that happens.
With the Tyrese implications?
No.
Yes.
No. Ew.
Bro, I'm sorry. Tom Thibodeau
Enough. Enough.
Personally, I think more statues had Dick Prince. That's just me, bro.
That's crazy.
What?
Bro, okay.
Enough.
Oh, no. Fuck that. No. If Jalen Brunson signs the extension, he's leaving like at least $100 million on the table. To build a contender, Jalen Brunson can get whatever he wants, bro. If he wants
I don't think he wants that. I think you want that.
Wiener.
Yeah, I think that's you want.
That's what you want. Does not seem to me Jalen Brunson.
I feel like you
understand the type of guy.
Yeah, I feel like you're
He's not Josh Hart, bro.
That's a Josh Hart thing.
Yeah. Omar Yusuf, Burks +9 in 8.5 minutes, clutch factor. Dude, Burks had a possession where he brought the ball up in transition and he passed it to Deuce. I was in shock. I could not believe it. I was like 1,000% sure he was about to pull up.
He did his best Harrison Barnes impersonation today.
Hey, I'll take that over his like wannabe DeRozan impression he's been doing lately.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was brutal.
Brittle's kind.
Yes. The Miami NBA version of Bounty Gate.
That'd be hilarious not hilarious, but that'd be very interesting if a story came out like that about a team.
From Prez, slowly but surely, Bogey finding a spot in this offense, simple catch and shoot, occasional pull-ups in the middle of the floor versus zone, or when the big drops fast to stay with our fives, that'll do. I mean, I've just kind of been saying this for a long time while he was sucking ass. I was just like, he's just a good shooter. Like, he's been a good shooter his entire life. He's been an efficient scorer his entire life. I would bet on that happening again. I think he's adjusting. And I thought he played well tonight. I thought he had another solid game.
Yeah, like, you don't forget midi pull-ups and corner threes, even if you have a ball spot and you're 35.
Dude, that 3 hit in the fourth quarter was like that was a really good contest. I don't remember who it was. That was a crazy 3.
That heat check he had in the was that the second quarter?
It was in the fourth quarter. The one where Josh Hart threw it to him in transition.
Yeah,
that was the fourth. But I was happy to see him take it. I was like, all right, good. Like, just fucking take the
confidence is up. Yeah. We need that since we're going to be in the playoffs shorthanded.
June Venture.
Oh my god.
Would clothesline Bam the other night when they played and give him career-ending whiplash, but we might need to pivot to bring in Meta World Peace instead. I'll tell you, we should just trade for Draymond.
And just let him loose on Bam.
You just save him for those matchups every year.
You're like, Draymond, we're going into this matchup against Bam. We really need you tonight. We need you to up the physicality.
Otherwise, you can just focus on podcasting.
And then you play the fucking Fox Fort song, and he gets in the zone. The goal is to add more to this. Get it done.
Dude, that video is just...
It's gold, man. It's gold.
I don't know who made it. But whoever did, thank you.
Creative genius right there.
Thank you so much.
But yeah. What else we got here?
Ace Bouchard OG loves pranks sitting up.
Oh man.
This is what it is. Jason Arballo. You need to see him in the playoffs before you pay him. It would be insane not to. Yeah, if he can play, he has to play. He just has to. I'm sorry. He owes it to himself. He owes it to his teammates. He owes it to his coaches. He owes it to the organization. He owes it to the fans. Like, he has to get on the floor if he can. And it seems like he will at least give it a shot. So that's all we ask. Try.
Let's see. Walcott Frazier. I think this is to your Donovan Mitchell point earlier. He says Deuce, Donovan Mitchell, Hart, OG, or Julius/Mitch would be amazing non-Brunson minutes.
Yeah. I mean, Deuce can continue to just be the spot up guy that he loves being, and Donovan Mitchell can get into his and one mixtape bag and cook.
Here's a real good question. Jennifer Dixon asks, with Malachi Flynn's 50-point game, has he officially taken the leap? Bruh, April NBA hoops is the fakest thing you will ever witness in
it doesn't get more
existence.
Fake.
Is Jalen Green back to being ass again?
Y'all believe in these damn Mickey Mouse leaves in March and April and have convinced yourself?
I do not.
Okay, I'm not saying you in general. You believe in Peyton Pritchard overs. That's even worse.
But no, against bad teams, that's cash money.
Again, call the number.
Nope, not if I'm making money.
Anyway, like I was saying, Jalen Green is still not good. Don't let yourself get tricked, dude.
Bro, there was folks like entertaining, like, should they get rid of Sengun discourse? That was hilarious.
Bro.
It's like, yeah, go ahead. Get rid of one of your only good players.
They're going to pay him this offseason, dude. I can't wait to laugh.
It's probably going to end up being like a similar to the RJ Barrett situation where like he can't coexist with like their best player.
And then they trade him to Canada? Dude, him and RJ Barrett together would be just inefficient.
I don't think they're going to trade him to Canada. Why would they trade him to Canada? Who are they going to trade him for?
I don't know. They'll find a way. They'll be like, we really want Bruce Brown, bro.
Imagine trading Jalen Green for Bruce Brown.
Dude, don't do that to Emmanuel quickly, bro. Have him play with this such a
wacky roster.
Yeah, and just having to play
Scotty
with Jalen
Barnes, Jalen Green.
Emmanuel, who's that?
Your mom. Larry Israel. Imagine going for Hart's up fake at the 3-point line. Parliament Billy hasn't caught more suckers. Dude, Josh Hart, him just refusing to even look at the hoop from the 3-point line tonight was hilarious. Ethical hooper today.
Man, that Malachi Flynn game, that was hilarious to watch.
Bro, that shit said 50 and I had to fucking refresh my screen.
Bro, I rubbed my eyes to make sure I wasn't in like a dream or something, bro. I was like, what?
Josh. That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Judah Venture, Josh Hart on what the next step to improvement for Jalen Brunson is. I think the next step is telling Tibbs to shut up, and he calls a little bit more of the plays.
Oh my god.
What is wrong with it? That'll be the next step, but he's too nice of a guy to do that, so maybe I'll have to tell Tibbs.
Fuck. What
is wrong with this guy? Did you see his quote before the game about Randle?
Yes.
Fucking terrible teammate.
Terrible person.
Terrible human being.
Man, shout out to Josh Hart. Excellent quotes all year long.
This is from Josh Hart, who's playing through a wrist sprain. I'm taking 0 threes tonight on the way to 31 points. Shooting the ball, I can't really get the ball to the basket from 3. So I got to just attack and take what the defense gives me. Hey, if he keeps taking that floater or whatever, I'll live. But I can't. I need him to. He took 3 shots against Miami. Like that can't happen. You can't play 45 minutes and fucking have a Frank Ntilikina stat line. Come on.
Oh man, Frank Ntilikina enjoying the Charlotte bench.
He's not there. They waived him, right?
They did?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Thank God.
Wow.
Be nice.
He sucks, bro.
So do you.
On that Jalen Brunson statue, I consider it. That's a wild saying. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean that.
Tyrese sexualizing the statue. What happened with this player, bro?
Oh my god.
It's been a long day.
This is Jordan Bub posted this. This is a quote from Jalen Brunson. He's our brother. We want him to be healthy. That's first and foremost, and that's the most important thing. Jalen Brunson discusses the morale in the Knicks locker room after learning about Julius.
He told Julius, "Get ready to learn Memphis, buddy."
That's fucking crazy. Jordan Bub, to call this home and to feed off the energy, the fans' energy is special. The fan. It was very like weird during the third quarter. I feel like they could not. They were like really quiet, and then in the fourth quarter, that place was going fucking crazy.
Yeah. So Knicks tape, he brings up Orlando's just 2020 Knicks. I do get similar vibes, especially with their fan base, how they're very eager to play us in the first round, as we were eager to play the Hawks. And Aaron Bender, he asks, are we worried about the playoff? Are we worried that the playoff whistle will benefit a team like Orlando? I mean, I think we've seen in our games that like they are allowed to get away with a little more physicality because they have this reputation this year as a defensive team. So Aaron Bender's, I guess, wondering, is there any worries about that and how it benefits Orlando?
I don't think that's. I don't know. I don't think that's too much, right? I don't really feel. I feel like that's the playoff whistle will suit both teams, right? Because Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, we're physical. They're physical.
Like, we're both just trying to play fucking prison ball out here. So
it'll be a nice little rock fight series.
I'll tell you what we don't want, though. I don't think the world needs a Tibbs versus Nick Nurse playoff series.
Oh, hell no.
That would be terrorism, and it would be a great ad for Rogaine.
It's literally Hitler versus Stalin. That's like the craziest matchup.
Baby versus atomic bomb.
Fucking, can you imagine Nick Nurse for each game? Joel, I'm gonna need you to play 46 minutes tonight. By the way, we're gonna start fucking blitzing every pick and roll.
Good luck.
Kyle Lowry, get the fucking bed game ready, bro. You're playing 48.
Bruh. Joel Embiid's leg is gonna fall off by game 2.
Bro, I'm sorry. His leg already fell off. His leg might fall off again. They're gonna be like, he needs surgery again. He tore his meniscus again.
Nick Nurse and Tibbs must respect each other so much.
It's like that fucking clip from that movie where it's like we're it's on me. Oh no, it's on me.
Oh.
That clip
is so funny.
Yeah, they're just like white. They're just white, balding terrorists.
Do you remember the quote that Tibbs had earlier this season where they were like, "How did you know OG could play like 42 minutes a night or something?"
He's like, he played for Nick Nurse.
No, he was like, he played in Toronto.
Oh my god, bro.
Again, that was like the funniest thing.
Bro, it's gonna be Deuce McBrown on the bench. They put me in, coach. He's like, shut the fuck up. Deuce.
Deuce is for real. Like, he must have climbed real high on Tibbs's rankings now.
You think he called him quickly by accident? Probably. He's like, quick, sorry, Deuce.
I still do miss having Obi only because I like hearing, Obi.
Fucking Christ.
Jesus fucking Christ.
No, the Precious one is good. He's like, Precious.
Get him.
He sounds like Gollum, bro.
Today I heard him do one today where Hardenstein had the ball like at the elbow, and all of a sudden you just hear Tibbs, cut. Like, bro, are you just done to play basketball? Hilarious coach, man.
Oh my gosh.
We should talk about Randle though, right?
Yes. So today it got announced that Randle, after 2 months of attempting to rehab his shoulder and attempting to come back and play, he decided to finally go through with the decision to get season-ending shoulder surgery. I mean, I think most of us were kind of expecting this news to come, maybe. I mean, I guess some other people are more optimistic than others. But yeah, I mean, he is going to get this surgery. It was stated from Chris Haynes that like he tried to go through like a contact session with pads, and he kind of re-injured his shoulder and it wasn't stable, and that's like when the specialists were basically telling him, you're never gonna get to the point where you can play and it's gonna be stable enough to play without surgery. So yeah, he just came to that decision. So shout out to Julius. He did all he could to get back on the court. He could have just went straight for the surgery and just been like, you know what, my season's done, which probably would have been what other players did in his situation.
There's only 2 other guys in the league that had dislocated shoulders this year, and they were Kevin Huerter and Josh Richardson, and both of them basically immediately got surgery and rolled out for the season. So, yeah, I mean, look, it might mean that he misses some time at the start of next season, but I just got to say, like, I thought people not understanding why they would see why him and the team kind of agreed to like, hey, like, let's see if you can maybe get back on the floor, if it heals well enough with rehab and recovery prior to surgery that you can play. Because we saw what this team was in January. They were a championship contender. Fucking Stan Van Gundy was talking about on the broadcast today. And like, they looked like they were at least I think they were at worst the 3rd best team in the league. They looked awesome. And to me, like they obviously thought, and OG probably will get back on the floor. At least we'll try. Like, if we think we're a championship contender with this team healthy, it's worth the risk. It is worth the risk. Let's see what happens. Obviously, it didn't heal as well as they hoped, and now he has to get season-ending surgery. But it was worth the risk. It's a no-brainer. If you think that the team, if healthy, if Julius Randle's on the floor, has a chance to win the championship this year, then you keep that.
You go for it.
Yeah, you keep that hope, that option potentially alive as long as you can until you can. And ultimately, I think, obviously he tried. Obviously, it's very unclear. I wonder if Julius might have just misspoken, by the way, about like doing contact, because it sounds.
I think it was implied that contact with pads.
That's what, yeah, because in the game when Haynes was on the broadcast, he read off, or he said whatever Julius said, and he said like padded workout or something. So I kind of think like, which honestly I hope that's what it was, because it will make the entire meltdown from the Knicks beat today even funnier.
Yeah.
But like, I think the Knicks handled this. I'm not gonna say they handled it perfectly. I don't have any fucking idea how they handled it. All I know is it was worth the chance to have him back, because if he's back and OG's back, this team is 100% a contender. I'm not scared of anybody in the East. I think they can absolutely beat Boston. And that's worth it. That is worth it. This team hasn't been to the fucking finals since 1999. Tyrese, were you even born then?
No.
So, you know what I mean?
I was.
Yeah.
All right, we get it. You're fucking old.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Calm down, buddy. But like, it's worth it. Obviously, if you have a chance to win the championship, it's always worth it. And yeah, JK, the Pegley Windors video is insane. So much incorrect info got me heated. Yeah, and I mean, honestly, that's the shit that pissed me off, because like that's the type of shit, and we've seen this right in the past with like NBA players, where we can say it doesn't matter, it's just outside noise, but like these guys hear that stuff and they feel pressure to get back on the floor. That happened with Joel Embiid this year. He talked about it. He clearly should not have been playing that fucking Warriors game that he got hurt in.
Oh yeah.
And like that's the type, like that whole, I mean, and honestly, dude, you're gonna go on, say whatever you want. Like, yeah, and you know what? If somebody in the organization told you that if he had gotten surgery and he could have been on the floor by now, one, I want to know who that was, because that guy's a fucking idiot and he should be fired. And two, your job is not just to report idiotic things people say. If they say idiotic things, you should push back on it. And that clearly is an idiotic thing that was said and did not need to be reported. And you should, like, all these people, for all the shit that they might, the Knicks didn't tell us, go talk to a doctor. There's that guy, right, Brian Sutter on Twitter, and even yesterday he was like, he quote tweeted that video and was like, it's really unfortunate that like nobody here has like the medical, knowledge or has done the research to push back on what is obviously wrong. His season would have been over. Even today they listed the fucking timeline as they'll reevaluate
him in 5 months.
So do the fucking math. He got hurt at the very end of January. Do 5 months. The fucking season's over. Okay, like I'm sorry that was honestly ridiculous and somewhat insulting. And then on top of that, I had your fucking Brian Windhorst. Like this whole thing, Jalen Brunson's game shouldn't be predicated on foul hunting. It's like, dude, are you stupid?
That was a good Brian Windhorst.
Are you fucking stupid? Like, what are you watching? Like,
what? Like the guy, Meek Mouse.
The guy fucking taught. He's taking 6 free throws a game. He averages over 27, basically 28 points a night. So his game is no shit. His game shouldn't be predicated on foul shooting because it's not predicated on foul shooting.
Lazy.
It's ridiculous that he was able to get away with saying that. And
on a Knicks show,
it's wild. I don't know, but anyway, that was ridiculous. But yeah, I agree. The Randle part of it really
kissing Brian Windhorst's chubby feet
really pissed me off. Yeah. This is Larry's. That's right. The pivotal part is it was reported over and over at the time of the original injury that surgery would be season-ending. Pretty sure Begley himself said it. Yeah, that entire thing. Also, I gotta say, the original Woj report seems like extremely confusing now. Where he was like, they think it'll be weeks. His recovery will be measured in weeks, not months. So I do wonder if maybe like because the way Randle came across and what he said to Haynes, to me, it sounds like he is the one that I don't want to say the Knicks didn't have any interest, but like it sounds like he basically was like, no, like I want to try to get back on the floor this year. Mm-hmm. And so I wonder if when they kind of came to that decision, if the Knicks, because Woj is CAA, if the Knicks kind of were like putting that out there to just, give him some positive publicity for that or whatever. I think if that was like a mutually agreed upon leak. But look, it doesn't really matter now. He's getting the surgery. He's done for the year. Hopefully, the Knicks can at least. It'd be nice if they still won a playoff series and got to the second round. But it definitely sucks, obviously, because we saw what this team was in January and it was special.
Bruh. And for all the people like, I'm not the biggest Randle fan. I will be one of the first people to come to criticize him.
We know
something stupid. Yes, But like the fact that like people like other fan bases and even people in our own fan base are saying like, this is a good thing for the Knicks. It's like, is it really though? Like, because like for all his shortcomings in the playoffs, his gravity is still needed. Because like it makes things a lot easier for the Knicks offense. Like he is able, like without him, there's not another guy who can create shots for others or themselves really on this team. And it just makes the offense that much harder for someone like Jalen Brunson. Like teams are doubling and tripling him at half court. If Randle's on the court, no matter how Randle plays in the playoffs, teams have to pay attention to him. Like that's just a fact. And that helps things for the rest of the Knicks offense. Like guys are able to get open shots. Like things are just able to open up. And it's just baffling to me. Like people, they love to, I don't know. You would think that so many people that love basketball so much, they would at least be able to understand what they're watching.
Yep.
Tyrese, your thoughts?
My thoughts on? Sorry. I'm sorry. I was in the bathroom. My bad.
On the Randle news and like everything surrounding it.
I mean, he tried his best. If you thought he should have gotten the surgery sooner, I think you're a loser. I think the fact he's tried to put off surgery 2 years in a row is commendable. That guy is just a warrior, man, and I think you're realizing his importance in terms of his ability to create gravity, especially for Brunson. His ability to do this as a scorer. I saw a tweet that I had to respond to earlier where it was like he's an inefficient shot chucker, and I don't think people realize he does not play minutes at the 5. He's probably the only preeminent 4 in the league who does not either play with a stretch big or play minutes at the 5. So when people talk about his inefficiency, it's like he's league average efficiency, which is league average efficiency next to a paint bound big is very commendable when you think about it. He's usually around like 55% on twos, which is like what you want him to be at. He takes a good amount of free throws. He went from a like mid post, mid range like baby Kawhi to a high volume 3-point shooter to now playing as like an offensive hub out of the post. Like it's been him changing his role to fit the needs of the team, and he's been great, even with the context being as flimsy as it has been offensively, and he deserves a lot of credit. I think that guy is he's really the reason why the Knicks have become relevant. He was the catalyst. He was the first domino here, and it sucks that he won't be here for the championship run, but he'll still be able to be on the parade. And
oh wow,
whoa!
I mean, we beat the Nuggets in like 6 instead of 4, but it's cool.
Wow. Okay. Shooting your shot over here. This is from Jason Arvalo. He was literally playing the best ball of his life this season because of the way he changed the game. Yeah. I mean, like I remember I've talked about this now on multiple pods, but like that last game, the one he got hurt in when we played the Heat, I remember watching that game being like, he like is playing like he actually knows he's the best player on the floor now. Because he didn't even start that game shooting well. He shot poorly. And we know that sometimes that can like lead him to, do like have just mail in effort wise, and he can get into his own head, and he just didn't. And the entire team, like you could see it with Randle and with OG, and to a lesser extent with Precious at the time. It's just like we were just bigger, more athletic, stronger than Miami. So it sucks to lose that component because Brunson takes a beating, and you're putting you just put so much on him without Randle available. We'll see how far he can take us, but yeah, it's definitely a tough loss for the Knicks, obviously, losing a guy like that, an all-star, an all-NBA. He was going to be an all-NBA player. Losing those guys, players like that. I know that the Heat have been without the great Tyler Hero and Josh Richardson for a while, but I would venture to guess that losing Julius Randle was a bit more important. And
they also sacrificed those guys. So.
Sacrificing Josh Richardson doesn't get you much.
Nah.
He's just too ass. Like he's just like he can't even fool anybody to think he's good.
Sand was like, "What? Josh Richardson?
Fuck that! I need a real sacrifice. Give me that guy. Give me that one."
Oh man. All right. I think this is a good spot for us to end.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to everyone that tuned in.
Hold on.
Yes.
This is what Tom Thibodeau said. Katz obviously asked about this. Here's what Tom Thibodeau said about the Chris B. Haynes report after the game. Julius told Chris Haynes, who put a story out after he spoke to you before the game, that he had a setback, that he re-injured the shoulder 5 weeks ago. You had said no setback before. Can you give any? I didn't. The thing is, like, he was going through, and this is where we talked about he was taking contact, but it was controlled contact. It was with pads. Right? And so some days he felt better than others. And then in the end, he had to trust his gut that he could play and play the way he plays, which is he's very physical and aggressive with his shoulder. So if he can't use his shoulder, then he can't play. He can't change his style of play. So once he got to the point where he felt like he'd have a good day, and then the next day it wouldn't be as good. But hey, look, at the end of the day, I trust Julius. He's got to trust his body. So he took it as far as he could, and then he went to see some specialists. And he felt this was the best course of action. And so I've watched the way he worked, and I think some of you guys saw it as well. I don't want a guy out there that doesn't feel comfortable being out there. I don't think that's right. So we were going to support him. So we're going to support him. It's disappointing. He was having a monster year. So now just have the surgery, do the rehab, and be ready for next year. And the guys that are here, just keep doing what we're doing. Josh has stepped in and played great. Precious has played really well for us. Hopefully we get OG back soon, and then we go from there. So Julia said what finally caused me to go through with getting the surgery was about 5 weeks ago when I went through a full contact session and re-injured my shoulder. That's the follow-up question. Sorry, hold on. I'm loading the full tweet here. It's a lot. And Tibb says, "Yep." And so what exactly is he referring to there? So every day he goes through contact. We felt it would be soreness. If it flares up a little bit, you want to see where he is the next day. And that was the big thing. We said, okay, the next day we'll take a look at it. And if that doesn't feel better, if it got a little better, and then he had another setback, it's telling him that it can't be done. So the first time he goes out there, he gets hit. Now you've got to shut it down. So I think he's looking at that. And he wants to give the team everything he has, right? So it's not easy. It wasn't an easy decision. He gathered as much information as he could. He went through the process, and then this is the best decision right now. So that decision is made. We're not going to talk about it anymore. We're going to focus on what we have to focus on, which is winning the next game. That's it. It's really that simple. I do have one more. There are no more. We're done with Julius. What are the pads? Can you just explain what kind of pads he was using? They're almost like football pads that are to absorb contact. So it's like an assistant holding the pad. Yeah, that's really what it is. So you can control the contact. You can control how much you're giving it. And the idea was keep progressing, give him more. If he handles that, give him more. And if that is consistent, to let him go to live body 1-on-0. Then you add a second one, add a third one, and then you tell him what the action is. Tell him it's a cross screen so he knows what's coming, and eventually get the point where it's just read and react. And you guys are just holding those pads. Yeah, that's what it was. And look, just like he did last year, he's gone through rehabs before, and he attacks them. It's part of it. You're a pro athlete, you usually do get injured, and then you've got to go through rehab and get ready for next season. He's a mentally tough guy. He'll be ready. And he never advanced past the pads, right? Nah. So I'm guessing that I think Randle just misspoke. Like, I think he just used the wrong verbiage. And these guys are being extremely obnoxious about it.
The Knicks beat is being obnoxious? No way, bro.
Speak of the devil, by the way.
Tyler Hero.
Shams just tweeted about Tyler Hero, who we've been joking about tonight, that he could be back tomorrow.
Good for him. Congratulations.
Or it could be his demon spawn wearing a skin suit.
I would probably bet on that.
Well, we'll just see how he plays, and we'll make our judgments from there. All right, but yeah, that's the most I've ever heard. Like, that's probably like the longest quotes I've ever heard from Thibs ever about anything for a while. But it was great to hear at least some insight about like what was going on in these sessions with Randle. So I mean, it's not really any groundbreaking thing, but it was just interesting to get that insight, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to everyone that came through and tuned in. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. We will be back on tomorrow for the Bulls post game. Make sure you guys check out the links in the description. We got links to the site, merch, Patreon, and Twitter. Make sure you guys are following us on Twitter. We'll be back tomorrow. Peace.